morning! Hello and welcome to my daily blog of life on our beef and arable farm here in South Yorkshire. If you like farming and cattle and a bit of arable as well, then consider pressing like on these videos and subscribing for more content like this. We're going to start by feeding the cows and bedding them down, so that's the plan now. So just looking at our meal pile, we've not got enough there to feed out this morning, so we better start a mix. That means jumping on the TM and sorting out the bales. In fact, actually, we'll check inside the mix to see if anything's been done. Right, so I've set that running. Hopefully it'll drag that in, but might not as well because it's floating on top. We'll give it 5 minutes, see if it'll come back. So it's been left about 15 minutes. Still got some not digested there, so may well have to leave it a little bit longer. I think I'll have to tip it out. It's wasting diesel. I'll have to tip this premix out and then we'll put it back in with the bale first. What a pain. Right, so I've emptied it all out onto the floor, picked it all back up, put it back in, because it doesn't chuck out the bale, because it can't really come through the door there. And now we've got a nice consistent mix and there's not a bale stuck floating around on the top. Right, so I've got a little bit left in the bucket. We'll feed this out, then we'll go and tip that mix off, because I've just put the barley and the molasses in. Everything's ready to go. I think these guys are happy they're getting this bit of feed anyway. All queuing up for it. So building on what we saw at Plumpton College yesterday, what in people's opinion is the best way to get kids engaged in farming? Whether that just be an interest in where the food comes from, or whether that be like coming into farming as a career, because it's there's all these industries out there, like, you know, trades and all that, all fighting for the greatest and best of the kids that are coming from the school system. How do we as an industry get more kids involved? Is it through school trips like that, which I think work quite well, because you've got to go to school, and if there's a trip you're going to want to go on it because you love school trips, don't you? And yeah, is that the way forward, or is it more like Open Farm Sunday and getting kids onto farms that way, or is it through leaflets, or is it through YouTube videos? But then YouTube videos are quite targeted at people that are already interested in the things that you're interested in, so it's a bit difficult in that respect. It's getting like fresh people to look at farming differently, if you know what I mean, and see it as a career choice. So ideas please on a postcard in the comments below, because we've got a live stream next week and I want something to talk about and to say that so and so said this, so please, ideas away. Andy's down there blowing the straw out while those guys eat their meal. It's like it's just come to the end of the bale. And I've just parked the mix up there ready for the second mix of the day a little bit later. Feeding these now, and Andy's giving them a straw. They're all running up this end to get to the trough. So just letting Andy in now in the 155. And the Teagle Tomahawk. Bangs into gear. Straw's just started coming through. He'll direct that around the pen wherever it is needed. Andy just putting a bit of straw on the outside. It's been a bit wet recently. Get this all cleaned up. Right, I'm done feeding now. We just need to let Andy in another pen. Then we'll put the spreader bale on front of the JCB to dispense the straw in one of the pens that's really difficult to get that in. It's not really difficult to get that in, it's just easier with the spreader bale. So it's nice to run two straw machines, because if this one breaks down, we've always got a backup, and vice versa. So yeah, I think we'll always keep the spreader bale. Put it in there, just doing the last bale that needs a pen. I think he's still got a couple more bales to put out. And then behind the JCB is the spreader bale that you can't see yet, but we'll look at that in a minute. So after talking about spreader bale for that long, never actually shown you it working, have you? But we'll show it in tomorrow's video, or I'll show you it picking this bale up now. But I could have showed you in the pen, couldn't I? So we come up to it, we lift up the front. How easy is this, eh? Drop it down, slide it in, and then keep reversing it because the floor's reversing, and it'll pull it all the way to this end, and then we just slowly shut it down. No, cut the top two bands that are left on it. So me and Andy are going to be moving some cattle around. Yesterday they got some cattle in from grass. You struggling there, mate? Yeah. Oh. I'll readjust. That's it, we're back on. So we've only got a few cattle that are around the grass in the field here at the farm left. We'll get this washed off because I think it were a bit muddy where they went. So the plan is now we're going to run a load of cattle through the footbath to treat the feet. If you remember yesterday, they had that fancy automatic footbath. When the dairy cows came out with the robots, it went straight through them. Well, we aren't that fancy. We've got to move the cattle to them by me and Andy guiding them in the right direction, should we say. So these have already been through the footbath. I think we like this blue one here. Just walks a little bit tentatively on its feet, so we'll put them through. By blue I mean one with a blue tag. It's obviously it's black Angus. It's got a blue tag in its ear. Come on boys, that's it. We're all walking through. It's nice. I've already been through once, these guys, the other day, so they sort of know the routine. Get the rest of them up and around the corner. So we've got one that's decided to crawl over the Trafford Gold. Idiot. Yeah, ran all the way through it. Oh, Andy, I got sent some pictures of your tractor. Yeah, it doesn't look much like a tractor anymore. I'll put them up now. So because they're doing the wiring loom, they're having to take all the different parts of the engine off and the cab off and all sorts to get to the wiring loom and make sure it's put back in right.
Dismembered.
Yeah, totally dismembered. So there we go, they're fixing it, they're on with it. Me and Andy need to wash out the trailer, but all the gates are in it. So that means you've got to take them all out, wash it, put them all back in, and then somebody's going to have to take them all back out. Oh, fantastic. So I'm doing some washing out, which is taking ages while Andy gets that mix done. He's just been putting a few bales out. Oh. Right, so the lance on the pressure washer that I've just been using isn't working anymore. The trigger's not working, so I'm going to try and take it to pieces and see what we can see in here. I'm guessing not a lot. It'll just be a replacement job, but if I can see what might be the issue, maybe I can fix it in 10 minutes rather than travelling out. I don't know how far to get a replacement. So I never took one of these apart before, so it's a bit of a learning experience for me to see actually what even is in here. Okay, so under here, very simple design. That's what goes there. That obviously pulls in a plunger into here. Now whether I take that off and see if we've got something bunged up or if I keep pressing that maybe, I don't know. So I pushed it in and out a bit, and then I thought, you know what, we'll take this end off, 18mm. Guessing there's going to be a spring in here, I don't know how easy. Oh, it's not too bad, is it? I keep this filming so that I can actually see what's going on. Right, so I've had a bit of a mess up here. So in there is like where that rod presses up to. Yeah. But when I was taking it apart, something fell out and I was like, I couldn't really find what it might have been. It wasn't that spring, that definitely was in there, but I found this ball bearing and I was like, maybe that was it, I don't know. So I'm hoping it was, because I'm going to put it back together and see if it's back running, because it looks, I don't know, nothing really looks mega wrong with inside there. See if we can get a better light on it. That rod moves up and down, so yeah, I don't know. So Andy's just come back in the yard. He's got a load of barley on, so we get that tipped into the back of the shed here. And I've just had my dinner, and we're going to turn the water back on, so I've just attached that back up. I'm not going to put the pressure on yet. I'm going to see if it leaks or works just with water running through the machine. So that is a negative. It's not working. Just got one more thing to try, which I'll have to do anyway if we buy a new hose. Take the lance bit off the end, make sure there's not something stupid like a little piece of rust or something's gone through and it's blocking the nozzle. Maybe I should have thought about that first, but I've only just thought about it now, so I'm just going to do that. Andy's getting that tip now. Lights flashing. Beast. What a beast. So I found our problem. I have the nozzle off. I have the gun here. Now, swap camera angles. So I've got the water running on. Off, on, off, on, off. So it's just the nozzle that are bonged up. So in future I'll know to start from the nozzle end and work the other way, rather than just thinking it's a trigger that's stopped because it doesn't seem to be operating. But yeah, it's just this thing. I need to get that out, so I need to find something thin to stick through it. So that's what we want to see. A hole. Ooh. What can we see? Can you see anything through this? Not really. Green. Put it in thread lock, we'll get it put back together. So now I've got the job of putting all these back in there. Hopefully Andy will come back at some point and give me a hand, but I think I might have put them in by the time that happens. So yeah, here we go, fun times. Well, look at this. Just as I get the last gate in, look what turns up. So we're borrowing a trailer to fetch it in because this one's nice and clean and ours are mucky. You timed that right? Aye. I've just got them all in the back of the trailer. Oh, I'm top of worlds. Macho man! So while Andy takes them, I'll take these gates back to where they belong. So we are at RSPB Oldmore. Nice place to come and see a bit of nature, if anybody wants to do that while they're in South Yorkshire. Right, I'm back at the farm. I'm going to, one, push a bit of that corn up, I think, for Andy. Two, we've got to get tractors back in here. And three, I've got to, and four, and five, and six. Yeah, I've got to finish a bit early today because I'm taking Esme to one of her after school clubs, which would be nice, just so that Becky can get a bit of rest because it gets a bit, well, Bella's not very good at travelling in the car, especially when it's dark, it seems at the minute. She just cries, and yeah, it's massive. You know what baby crying is like, it's just stressful, isn't it? So I'm going to take Esme, which would be nice, and Becky's going to spend some time inside with Isaac and Bella, which would be nice. That's nice as well. Right, so maybe too far, it's because we're at the farm. We are just going to pull this in out of the way so Andy can still get in and out, but then I can still get to the meal, you see. Do a little bit of feeding out or do a mix. We'll try and tuck this away to this side. Andy's moved the bales off this clamp and we're going to get a few buckets from here, like one bucket to maybe 2 buckets of the old maize, just to start gradually putting the new stuff in. So we'll get this mixer filled up with maize now, some of the new stuff in, and then as you can see the old stuff is running out. So we'll get a few cattle fed and made happy. We need some silage out as well by the looks of this, because These have run out. They are hungry. Going to feed a few of the pens, and it's going to open the gates for me. We've got a mix to do. Time's ticking away. What are we on? 15:20. And yeah, I need to finish at 4, so we should have plenty of time. More mixers happening. Putting the barley in. Andy's just putting out the silage down the bottom of the yard. Just got to give the mixer a little bit of time to chew this up, and then we'll jump on it and we'll get it tipped out. As you can see, she's full to the brim. Actually, she's going over the brim at the back there. But yeah, it's still a little bit white. You see a bit of the barley. Just want to mix another couple of minutes and then we'll tip it off. So everything's mashed together. So yeah, we want the molasses and the traffic gold to bind to the straw, hay and silage, so it's all as like one. So every single mouthful that the cow eats is the same. That means that every cow, whether they come into the trough straight away or whether they come into the trough an hour from now, are going to get the same nutrition from every mouthful. If it's not mixed right, the cattle will separate it, so they'll eat the best bits, leave the crap for the other cattle that are around the back. So anyway, Andy's coming round now with some more straw. So he's going to get these stacked out, ready for the straw blower tomorrow morning. Cool Jersey boost. Here we go, goes in for the 2 on top. Not pushing them over. Got it. And the one that's the top bale is literally a top bale, so it's one that's got wet. So we might need to use a bit extra straw tomorrow because there are a few of those wetter bales from off the clamp. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why, but when they're sat on the plastic, the bales really deteriorate fast. Whether Andy says it might be the angle that they're sat at. I think it's probably because they're getting wet on top and then they're getting wet on beneath as well, because the water just runs down the plastic. So it's a bit of a double whammy, and it just turns into crap. So he'll put them out tomorrow anyway, and if we need to put more out, we'll put more out. Right, so I pulled the mixer up there. That's out of the way now. I've got a couple more pens just to feed, and then I really need to get off because it's 10 to and I'm cutting it really fine, really fine. Oh, and his start is he's took the stress off me, so I can get it gone. He's going to put the hay and the silage in the mixer, get that ticked off, and just feed the last 2 or 3 pens that I needed to get fed. So yeah, I'm off now to take Esme to a after school class thing, which would be nice, bit of a change. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, remember to press the like button because it really helps us out. Subscribe if you've not already. Maybe check us out on Instagram and TikTok. And have I got any others? I think that's it. So yeah, check us out on there because I started doing a couple of videos onto them, the shorts. So yeah, check. Or real, I can't remember, I don't know what I call them on Instagram. I don't really know how to work it. I'm gonna have to ring Charlotte up and ask her because she's I think she's a bit more of a whiz at stuff like that than me. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye. Are we ready? Have you had your tea? You excited? See you later, guys. Bye. Say bye. She's got a mouthful.